Hey, it's the Chief Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. And as you can already see up on the screen, I have the Kickstarter page for Air Raid 3646, the Bombers expansion. Now, I'm just putting this up. I've been talking to the guys at Air Raid 3646. This isn't paid or anything else. They did send me the game, which you can see in the box. There's a like wood box inside the cardboard box. I like to keep it in the cardboard box. So I simply wrote on there Air Raid 3646. That's because I'm anal and I like having a box that keeps everything together. But what I wanted to get on and show, they've already hit their goal. But what you have here is the Kickstarter. There's the full link in the expansion, or in the expansion, in the description below that'll take you there. Or you can just go to Kickstarter and you can look up Air Raid 3646. Hey, here is Ref Tom Green. What is up? This will be a quick one. I wanted to come on because there's 12 days left, but I also want to tease that I'm going to have Babak, who's the designer of Air Raid 3646, live next week. I'm going to post that, pre-post it so everybody can see it's coming up. It'll be Sunday the 23rd. Sunday the 23rd in the morning, probably 9 or 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Obviously, Babak is in Germany, so he'll be remoting in from Germany. Also, do let me know. I'm showing some weird connection issues here. I think my son's gaming upstairs, so that could be the reason. Who else we have in here? All right, Hammer Fabio, what do you think of the system when in comparison with Wings of War? So, first of all, I didn't play hardly. I might have played Wings of War once a very long time ago, and I'm not a big miniatures guy. That was one thing I was worried about even when Babak or Marcus contacted me. And they said part of their system is a simple rules light system with the ability to complex up as you go. That actually spoke to me. So, and this system, the base system is very straightforward. The minis are gorgeous. They're metal miniatures, 1/200 scale. So I can't give you a great comparison, but I can tell you that the rules were quite straightforward. You have a card. I should break up my deal, but each plane style. So a P-38 in this case. In this Bombers, you can even see you'll be able to get a P-38. You'll have 3 P-38s, maybe or more, on the board, but you're only going to have one card. And you might have, there's areas for the different types of pilot skills, so that one card keeps your clutter down on the table. And depending on the plane that's out there, which you can tell there's little pieces that'll go around their pylon that they're standing on, it tells you, are they a normal pilot, rookie? Rookie's not the term. Green pilot, maybe it is rookie, or veteran. And the card tells you everything you need to know, and all you got to do is look at the battle space, and you can tell, okay, that plane's making its moves. It's under this. This is what it's shooting. Here's the damage. I did a full review. Please go look at that. If you just want to see what it looks like on the base game, I did an unboxing. They just put out the big Pacific theater. They also have the European theater, and they have the East with Russia. So let me throw that up there. You bet. But again, even when I was doing, so some of you may have seen, I was doing Ham Tagri. I was playing B-17 Queen of the Skies. And I wanted some miniatures of the ME-110s or BF-109s or the FW-190s that were coming in and making the attacks on the plane. Rather than just the cards for B-17, I wanted the minis. And I was looking at 1/200 scale. And I can't remember the company I went with, but they had plastic ones, and they were pretty decent. I'm not a painter. I had a buddy that I think I took him to dinner, and he painted my minis. And I was able to use them just visually. Again, I can't remember the system, but it was difficult even then to get a hold of good miniatures. So again, you can see the detail here that goes into it. Now, there's a fun little thing that came today too. So not only am I doing the live next Sunday with Babak, that you can ask him these questions. I'll be talking to him. He'll be in the final week of the Kickstarter. But Marcus, their media guy, got a hold of me and he said, "Hey, today, which is on Monday, there's a package coming from you for you from us." And it was just, I actually reached out and said, "I would love to have you guys come on and do a live." And they were like, "Wow, we hadn't even thought about that." They appreciated that. And something is in this can. I'm going to go full screen. We'll come back to this in a second. Let me go to me here, full scan. So first of all, I love the humor. This is, I would pronounce it Dicky Sauerlander Bockwurst. And he sent a little note that said, "Don't worry, I didn't send you a can of little wieners. There is something inside, but open it carefully." So, hey, never fear is in. Boom. So I did want to open this up. I'm anticipating this is a bomber. Now, I'm trying to think, looking through, if I can go back to this, looking through this, you can see there's the Betty bomber from Japan. There's going to be the P-38 Lightnings in here. If I come over to here and I scroll, you can see, I think an A-26 is going to be in here. ME-110s, you can see the P-38. Let me keep scrolling. There's the Betty. So yeah, you can see the bomber's going to have a bigger base. I should have rolled through this sooner, and then I'll come back to the Dicky Wieners. So you can see I can't quite make out what that German plane is there. Is it the Heinkel? Let's see. The Dorner, I'm sure, is right there. That's a B-25 if I'm looking, and I think there's an A-26. So that gives you an idea. Can I blow that up? Just a little bit. Maybe not. So let's see. Is there a tighter shot? Well, you can see the size of the minis. You can see how they're going to be in pieces, and you'll have to put them together, which is fine. You can get better detail. B-26, sorry, the Marauder. Very difficult to land, was my understanding. A lot of guns. All right, let me see. I remember reading something that the Marauder killed more troops than the Germans did when they were flying it. It was so hard to land. What do we got here? There's some add-ons. So you can see, you can go there yourself and take a look. There we go, the Heinkel. There we go. Instead of me calling it Betty, which is what it was the Mitsubishi G4M1. And the B-26 Marauder, the Blenheim, the Dorner, Arado. Oh, yeah, you got to love having a Corsair. There's my favorite P-38. Ooh, the ME-262. Looks like a shark, that first jet. So, just glancing through, you got to have the P-47. And I think we're almost done there. There's the 110. Oh, yeah, the longer. It's not the long nose FW, I forget, but it's a longer one, I believe. It's not the shorter stubby, meant for higher altitude. All right. So let's come back to me, because we're going to open up the little bratwurst, or it's called Bockwurst. So it must be some different type. So we have a little bit of packaging, and in here is some foam. So let's open this gently and we'll see what is in here. Oh, it's a painted P-38. They'd sent me one P-38 model. Oh, and there's some more in here. Hold on. It's on a stand. That might be the only thing in here. Hold on. Ooh, it's even got the little cables. Hold on. I'm going to have to, this is quite the surprise. How do I get this off of there? There's that. So let me see if I can hold this up and show you. So I had commented in my show how bad my painting skills were and that I would not paint. I cannot paint. Look at the details. You can see all the flaps. They've added in that little string, which in real life, I believe, was the antenna that stretched back for radio communication. I want to pull it out of this, but yep, there we go. Hold on. I don't want to mess anything up. Wow. That is quite. So you can see the stand it's on. Let's see what the detail. Very nice. The fork-tailed devil. Man, that looks good. I could never paint that. I will show you. I have a model I painted when I was 16 of a P-38, and I've saved it just because it's my favorite plane. It's a little beat up, but that is gorgeous. What's the board game? It's a miniatures game called Air Raid 36 46, and the Kickstarter is for the Bombers expansion. And they're metal planes, die cast metal, so they're extremely well detailed from a resin mold. And what you can see from their paintwork is the detail that you can get on there. My goodness, that is nice. Can't believe the little wire. So that is awesome. I don't think there's anything else in there, that's totally fine. That is exactly, yeah. The rest is just packaging for protection. I will show you what I did when I was 16. So he's dusty. I can't get rid of him, but this is the one I painted when I was 16 and put together. And I am a huge fan of the P-38. So look at that. My doors for the landing gear have come off. What else? It's all beat up. I think it used to have a couple bombs on it. But I love that nose. I love the look. And I've almost tossed this like 5 times. But I figure, you know what? Even if the propellers break off, a couple of them are bent, it'll just look like this one. And it'll look like it's flying in the air. So quite the gift, but it was just a nice surprise. But so that is going on right now. If you want to back the Kickstarter, you can go on there and do that. But I also wanted to completely let everybody know that I will have Babbitt on the show next Sunday morning, and we'll talk about his Kickstarter as it's in its final weeks. There's the cards. That's the front side of the card. See if they show the back side here. There's what the box looks like. I think the rest of these are just add-ons. Let me come back to me. So I won't go any further. Like I said, you will see the posting of, I'm going to pre-post the scheduled time for the live show with Babbitt next week. Come check that out. Ask him any questions. Like I said, their Kickstarter has already been successful. As everybody knows, Kickstarters, the more successful, the more things they can add to it, the more stretch goals that can go on. Oh my, look at this. Ref Tom Green, my father-in-law, worked on the design of the P-38 during World War II. Wow. Yeah, it was cutting edge technology. They got it over to Europe, and it wasn't performing as well as they thought it would. It did okay, but I think they had troubles with the colder air, if I remember right. And of course, your tailplane, it would go into, I forget what they call it, but this area back here, if you dove too sharply, it would get too fast, and you couldn't get I don't even know what it's called, the rudder. You couldn't get it up, and you would dive and die. I can't remember. I was listening to a pilot who was talking about he got into that death dive once, and he was pulling with all of his might to try to get it to pull out. And until he got into the heavier air, it wouldn't bite. And finally, he said he got it to pull out, and he got her leveled off at about 100 feet, which means he's seconds from going in. And he got it out. And okay, don't do that again. But an unbelievable plane. Of course, it really becomes, really into its heyday in the Pacific Theater. 2 engines, so you could lose one and it could still get you home. It takes out Yamamoto in the Betty bomber, and those 5 guns right in the nose, 450s and a 20 millimeter cannon with no deflection, because it's not coming off the wings. It's that cone of fire, and it would just devastate those Japanese planes, which had lighter armor. So P-38 just looks great. Awesome gaming, a great game. Come in, go check out the Kickstarter. It's live now. Link in the description. And I will be live next Sunday, this coming Sunday, with Babbitt, and we will talk as they're winding up. I'm going to go ahead and exit out before I go. Anybody got any general questions? I know we didn't plan on it, and I'll open this up. So again, the box, I put this on there just because I like things in a tight, secure box. So I can pull my tab down here and open this up, and it's got a really neat box. So it's laser etched, but you can already see, if I show you over here, that lid's wanting to pop up. You know, it's not really locked in as well as I would like, but it's got that laser etched kind of, you know, look to it. It's burned in there, but I've got to keep it in this box so that it doesn't fall out. All right, we had one here. What do we got? Looking forward to the Maze Rats live. Yes, I know. Never fear. I loved what we did live with Maze Rats. And I plan, okay, I'm going to have to do this later so I don't make noise and get distracted. I plan on doing it again. The summers are busy for me, and I got really fortunate. So my mom is playing, as some of you saw in that video that came out, Tales from the Loop. And she's coming over once a week. She couldn't make it today, but she's coming over and playing. And so I've got that kind of campaign going on. We're having fun. I've got the Walking Dead AMC going on. I've got my second season Twilight 2000 Orphans going on. And I've got my live West Marches group meeting once a month. So a little bit busy. Summers are always busier for me anyway. I will come back and do a live. I love Maze Rats. We've got to do it again. But I think I'll have to wait until probably September. Let things get cold, less outdoor stuff going on, and hopefully by then I've wrapped up probably Orphans or The Walking Dead. We'll see. I'll let the dice and the story tell itself. But it does get difficult, even just keeping all of those kind of in space and time. I've got my notes. I know what's going on. But I want to stay passionate with what's happening as well. Same world or different world? Probably same world. If we go fantasy, and I know you want fantasy, my brother, I would love porting Maze Rats into some different things, but never reach too far. I would like to stay same world, and you never know. Our new characters might wander through Windridge. It is a hub of like UN type ambassador activity. So I could see maybe coming through Windridge and you might see some of the characters. That would be kind of cool. But I think a fresh start would be due. The only thing that's hard for the viewers, although it can be part of the draw, is when you first tune in, even to my Maze Rats, episode 1, Maze Rats, you don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the personality of the character. Chadwick, who knew why he was getting thrown out of a town? We found out later he was a bit of an ass. But the story as it developed, oh my. But it's funny because if you don't hook people on that first show, you never really do. Does it matter? No. I don't think my show's ever going to be a big time hit. That's fine. We're having a blast. The time I had with Ref and Never Fear and, hold on, I'm forgetting, Dick Skull. No, I didn't. Was great. Was great. Even Lord Vorp. Hello, episode 3. You got to go watch it. Let's sign out. I'll talk forever if we get talking about Maze Rats. And then we're not talking about live. Air Raid 3646, the Bombers expansion. One last time, go check out. I'm not on the right area. Zip, 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 way up. Go check out the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter, and I should get that out of the way so you can see the full thing. You can see it's already been successful, 52 backers, and it's live for 12 more days. Chief, bonding with board games and RPGs. See you guys live Sunday for a live interview with Babbitt. Bye-bye. I got to click a few buttons, and then I'm gone.